Where's the rest of our crew? They're fired.
I was about to fire all of you because you showed up 25 seconds before we were supposed to go live after I bumped the show 10 minutes ago. I was like, they're all fired. All of you are fired. I'm clipping that as a short. Imagine.
I know, right?
I think that's why this week, especially this week, is so important, and it's amazing that more people aren't here to a degree. It's a holiday week, though. We note that, we acknowledge that it's a holiday week. It's one of those weird weeks where you never know what people are doing. People are traveling. Thanksgiving's Thursday. This is Tuesday. Some people might be like flying today to get somewhere by it's not, tonight, or starting to drive to get back tomorrow. But I think that's the main question, though, Spaz, is this is important because this is maybe the final civil war for the foreseeable future. This literally could be it.
Yeah.
For at least 3 or 4 years.
But I believe they're going to get that fixed.
Well, and that's what we were going to talk about that. But I mean, like, this is the 127th meeting in the Civil War. I mean, this is the game of the year, for Oregon State, really, whether they have something to play for or not. And obviously this year, Oregon State has a lot to play for because Oregon's leaving and still Pride. And Oregon has a lot to play for as in conference title hopes. Actually, like last year. Last year we had conference title hopes were on the, or the conference championship game, rather, was on the line last year in this game.
Yeah.
So he's still fired.
Still fired.
Go ahead and fire me. It's fine. At least the other Sean's here.
Yeah. Are you in your prison gear?
No prison gear today.
This last week, it looked like you were sitting there behind him, waiting for them to take the picture.
Hey, I just try to have a blank wall, all right?
Well, then what do you think, Sean? I mean, is this maybe the last Civil War for 3 or 4 years, you think? I mean, right now, as it stands, it is.
I mean, as it stands right now, yeah, but I don't foresee it being the last Civil War. No, I mean, we could use that Hawaii exception next year to maybe book Oregon State as that 13th game and kind of keep it going.
Well, that's something we talked about. We did talk about it on the Sunday show, and that's why Spaz like, well, no, because of this, because I brought it up on our Sunday show. It's the only way he has the knowledge. He cheats. He takes what I say and he uses it for himself.
It's going to be the Boise State exception game.
That's what they've talked about, because if people didn't know, Washington State have already extended for 5 years already. That's why I'm like, I think it's only a matter of like a couple weeks, and Oregon State will announce some agreement also. If Washington State can do it, Oregon State can do it.
Yeah, I mean, I think we kind of have to. Like, you've been doing this for over 100 years. There's no reason not to continue it.
Yeah, next year, I don't know if we can bounce week 0, because we'd either have to then change the entire layout of all the other games, or Oregon State would have to add a week 0 to match with us. So I think we'd have to get rid of one of the other ones, like week 3 or something like that. Maybe. I'd have to look at the Big Ten schedule again. I can't remember it directly off the top of my head what the Big Ten schedule is for Oregon next year. But I know we're supposed to have Hawaii week 0.
Yeah,
Hawaii, and then I don't know who else.
So I don't think you can just bump week 0, because that would change all the other schedules, I think. Unless you cut out a bye or something like that. I think, I don't know. It's probably the Boise State one. It's probably most likely. Just bump that a few years, or just buy
It's the Boise State game, I'm sure.
Well, yeah, I think using that exception, though, with Hawaii, that gives you that extra bye week, but we may want to play 13 games next year from what I've been reading.
Which, let me see.
which I think that would kind of screw around with everything, the Big Ten schedule, and
That's what I mean. You'd have to like adjust like everything because that schedule's set now. I think they would be pissed if we did something and they had to adjust it again. I think that would be really annoying for everyone. And I would understand that. Let me. Oh wait, not that. I went way too far. 2025. I'm looking at 2024. There it is. Yes. 2024. We have at Hawaii. Then we have Idaho. Then we host Idaho, host Texas Tech, host Boise. So there's our 4 non-con right there. And then we get into all Big Ten like UCLA, Michigan State, Ohio State. So I think it would have to be bump Boise because Texas Tech finish off the home and home with them. And just bump Boise.
Push out a little bit.
Yeah, I think, bump Boise. Most likely, but that's just looking at this schedule.
yeah, I mean, if anything, definitely bump Boise out of there. Like, who needs Boise State?
Yeah, I mean, keep finish off the home and home with Texas Tech as planned. That's fine. So most likely it'll be at Boise. So that's why I think we're waiting to see what happens because I mean, there's a lot of legal stuff that goes into that, rescheduling, buyouts, all that stuff. So,
Jesus,
we'll have to wait and see. But at this moment, as far as we know, unless something comes out before Friday, this literally is the last Civil War until something comes up.